Welcome to the Loud Quiet.
Ooh, empty nester. Okay. What does that mean?
Yeah, I think that actually probably is the theme of the empty nest. What are we doing? Let's do this. Let's do this thing. I don't know if I'm recording. Yeah. Okay.
Great. Sans children. Just us. We need a tissue box up here. Follow along on our journey, and maybe, we can learn from others.
Yeah. I don't have a clue how to be empty nester.
This is the Loud Quiet, Living the Empty Nest.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 9 of The Loud Quiet. You can already tell if you're watching this that it's going to be a little different episode today. As you can see, we are on the road heading to Parents Weekend, both at Arizona State and University of Arizona. Thank you to our wonderful Uber driver, Phil and Bunny Esch. We appreciate y'all so much for making this happen. For those of you that are just listening, I am going to encourage you to do something different this week, and it is going to be turn on your video. Head over to Spotify, watch the video there, or YouTube, where you will see the full video, because today is a video-heavy episode. It's been so exciting to record this. We were anticipating this for a while, and you can tell we were gone for a while as we've got 3 suitcases. Now, let's be fair, some of that is stuff that we're bringing to Tanner, but you've got that anticipation as you're walking up, seeing that Phoenix flight, and thankfully this one was on time. And you're getting that feeling of, oh, I'm finally going to be able to see the kids, and it's going to be we were just filled with such anticipation and excitement for the weekend. There's that moment as you're coming into Phoenix where you have that glorious view, if you're sitting on the correct side of the plane, of Camelback, and you know this is the moment. I'm finally here. We're going to start videoing as we head out to the Grand Canyon. Some things that happened before this, but we decided let's just turn the camera on once we finally got here to the canyon. Lots to tell. It's going to be a fun episode. Head over, turn that video on, and enjoy episode 9.
Oh, hey, we're here at the Grand Canyon, doing a live remote for the Loud Quiet.
We'll see how this works. We're not even sure if the mics are on, so it could be entertainment, but hopefully you can see just a little taste of the view that we are seeing here. This is an incredibly special place. This what's it, the Kaibab Trail, about 1.5 miles down, and looking around, it's amazing how deep we got and how much more there is to go. We'll be turning around. This place is special. A little different than the other part of Parents Weekend that we've been a part of, but it has been nice. You can tell the weather is just absolutely spectacular. There's no crowds here either. So there's a little empty nest tip. Go on a Monday in September, and there is almost nobody in the park, and it has been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been really nice not having people on the trail right on top of you, and not, we could just, come down and take our time, and it's going to take a lot longer to get back up, but that's all right. We've seen several huffers and puffers on the way back up, but
there's a reason we filmed this at the bottom of the trail rather than before we turned around, and that it really is. This is one of the things that we're getting to experience as an empty nester, because this would be, yes, you can take time off from work, you can do those sorts of things, but it would be a Monday of school. There'd be drill team, there'd be something that would be a reason why we wouldn't be out here. And this has been great. Yeah,
no, I enjoyed our other time that we were here with the kids and we did the bike ride.
Yeah.
But this is nice that, it's like September. It was, 45 degrees when we left our hotel this morning, and, I think 60 when we got here. The sun feels so nice. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a well-needed recovery from our crazy weekend with Tanner, which was an absolute blast. This was all of the Parents Weekends have been fun, but this was the way to go out with just a bang for senior year Parents Weekend. I mean,
my gosh,
it was nonstop. Like we were back in college. I mean, it was so much fun. It was just...
When did we get back to our hotel room? The first night, which is the night that we flew in, waking up at essentially 3 o'clock in the morning. When did we get home? hotel.
Well, yeah, 12:30
Right.
Phoenix time, so 2:30
So we were
home
almost
time.
up.
Yeah, almost the
24 hours.
whole. Yeah. So, but it was just so much fun, and just a lot of parents actually didn't come this weekend because they said it was just too close to drop off, and Arizona State has a huge out of state population.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, some people can't get all the way from Connecticut or, other sides of the East Coast. And so it was great that, Tanner's 4 roommates, we've all come every year except freshman year. And so it was so much fun to get together with them Friday night for dinner. Then we went to another bar with another group of Tanner's friends after that.
Yeah, let's stop right there. Let's talk for a second. Keep in mind, we went out first, went to Houston's, had a drink with Tanner, then we went to dinner at Uncle Sal's, enjoyed all that. And then after Uncle Sal's, we went out to a bar. That never
Casey
happens.
Peters, which we loved, that little oyster bar.
Is that an empty nest thing, or is that the last parents' weekend thing? Because I don't know the last time I've ever said after dinner, hey, yeah, let's keep going out.
I think we both were of the mindset that we are going to do everything that he wants to do, because there were a lot of these places, even with the fake, you couldn't get into.
Right.
And now he could get into them, and so we...
That's not tears, by the way. Sunscreen's getting into my eyes. This is not particularly emotional.
So we went in with the attitude that we were going to do everything that he wanted to do.
Right.
And we did full force all from the time we landed Friday, all day Saturday. There were brunches. There were the Casa.
Let's talk about Casa. I definitely felt like I was back at a KA keg party or something like that.
No, the KA keg party was like his Sigma Chi
good
frat
point.
party.
Yes, much different.
The sophomore year. This, I even told Rick, wear your bad tennis shoes, because I remember what the bars and clubs were like.
Right.
But it was so much. After waiting in line for 45 minutes,
I haven't waited in line to pay for sticky, overpriced beer.
So, it was so much fun. They had the music going. It was outdoors.
Which is one of the greatest things about Tempe and Phoenix, is being outdoors.
Their group, all showed up. We got to meet some people that we haven't met before, and yes, all the moms had our
buckets.
So at Casa, you get this bucket, and you just tell them what drink you want in the bucket. So you have how many ounces do you think that was? Probably
32.
Yeah, at least.
I'm just pulling that out of my fanny.
32. Yeah. So, I was walking around with my 32-ounce margarita.
and buckets, because you and I thought when Tanner was telling us buckets, like a metal bucket, 6 beers in it. No, this is like the little kid's sand toy that you take to the beach. And they've converted it into booze for kids or college kids and their parents. I do think they mixed up the music or changed the music for Parents Weekend. It definitely, every song we knew.
It was a lot of stuff. Well, there was a mix. There was some stuff from ours, and then there was...
It was fun.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And it was, again, I was thinking, okay, I just have to mentally prepare myself. Everyone is going to be bumping into us. It's going to be, but it wasn't. There was still room to move, and yeah, it was really, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
And, you keep that in mind that it is the last Parents Weekend, and so you don't know. It could be, and I'm sure that's part of why we were saying our yeses and why that was a key part of being a part of it. But my gosh, the things that we chose to do on that weekend were a lot of fun. Morning, y'all. It
was really fun. And then we went to took another group to our favorite sushi place. We have our list of places that we need to
check out the box for senior year. One thing that was particularly nice, we did Sushi Holic, came back, and it was nice. Well, we did go out and hike on Sunday morning, and I always like getting a Phoenix hike. What was nice, though, is because we're staying here this week, we didn't have to worry about getting on a plane
on Sunday.
And that
was so nice.
Same kind of empty nest vibe as, we can just, okay, you know what, let's be out here this week. Let's do that. And that was nice, meeting Tanner to watch the debacle that was the Cowboys game.
Yeah. But we usually, what we usually do on Sundays is we either don't see him Sunday morning, or we do a quick breakfast
and
brunch, then we're head
straight to the airport.
So that was really nice that we just got to get in the car and drive to Flagstaff and know that we'll be back in Phoenix tomorrow to see him, and then on to Tucson on Wednesday to see Tegan.
I'm looking forward to that. That drive to Flagstaff was really nice. We definitely, like, some of the views that we got to see were absolutely gorgeous, and it just reminds you, I have this mental image of Phoenix, the desert. The reality is it's a lot more than the desert, and that's it. I'm so glad that the kids came out here, and I'm glad that the kids came to a place that, if we're going to be empty nesters, let's go to Arizona, where heck people go retire anyway.
Well, and you could definitely tell when we walked into our hotel last night.
Oh my!
We were the youngest ones there,
and we're not young. It just, you could tell it was all retirees and RVers.
Yeah,
it was great. I am looking forward to. So we'll spend the rest of the day here. And drive back to Phoenix, which cracked me up when you were at we were buying that T-shirt at the bookstore, and I hadn't opened it to see it was messed up, and you go, oh, well, we'll be back here Tuesday. You return it. I kind of forgot to be back. It will be good. I got to work a couple days, but it will be nice to now go see Tegan. Like, now we did our Tanner thing, and it's time, a few days in Phoenix, and then, it's going to be the Tucson. And we talked about this, that we feel so comfortable. Like, everything we know, I don't know squat about Tucson. So we're going into this just brand new. And I'm eagerly looking forward to that. You were trying to find restaurants to take the friends to, Tegan's friends to. Yeah. We're trying to find places that we'd want to go. And Tegan is not Tannerin, so our experiences are going to be different, and they're going to be great. I'm really looking forward to the Tucson vibe.
Yeah, and I'm excited to go. You know, we didn't go to the football game at ASU. Tanner, none of the seniors were really interested in their team's not doing great, and they didn't want to see them just get demolished by USC. So
did all right.
They did
until
okay,
the fourth one.
But it'll be fun to go to the U of A game and just get to experience it different, because their school is smaller. Yeah. It is still a big school, but it's a smaller stadium, a small, so that'll be fun. I'm really looking forward, and I'm really looking forward to meeting Tegan's friends. The boys and girls that we met Tanner's freshman year. We still see them. Right. This weekend, that's who we hung out with. And so it'll be
they're
really
fun. And it's great to be, and I'm looking forward to meeting. And the
parents are all fun. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a ton of her friends' parents coming in for the game, but several of them are from Arizona. So I don't know. But
we may see them. I hope that we get to meet them.
But I'm excited. I'm just excited to see her friends and meet her friends and the ones that she's made so far. So yeah.
Well, that'll probably be... Expect a jump cut here to Tucson, right? But this has been fun. We actually haven't done a remote recording, so one, I hope it worked, and two, enjoy where this goes. We love it out here, and we love where we're going to go. So I'm not doing the emptiness now because we still got more to record.
Yeah, but stay tuned. We might put our mics on and record from some other places. I mean, when we go back to Phoenix, we might before we head to Tucson. Yep. So,
all right. All right, so another on-location shot here. I think you can tell, and I know the camera doesn't show it all, but my gosh, we have stumbled into an absolutely gorgeous place, Saguaro National Park, and I hope that I've said that correctly. I forgot to research it before.
Anyone from Arizona, sorry if we just butchered that name.
But the cacti that you see all around, it's not the one actually right behind us, but the tall ones.
Skinny ones,
Those are the saguaro cactus, and this place is just littered with them. This view that we're looking at, straight down into the canyon.
As we drove in, the mountainside was just
covered.
That's all it is. Yeah, it's just.
It's basically a forest. It's a desert forest. These are the trees behind that forest. Short little 1 mile hike to get up here, but we were huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Elevation and heat do come into play more than I think we realized.
Yeah, but it's still nice, and there's a nice breeze, and it's a little overcast, so it's not too bad. But we are right outside of Tucson.
Yeah.
So we've made it to Tucson for part 2 of our trip. So
it's at part 2, but it's really kind of part 5, 6, 7. So being an empty nester kind of rocks.
And we've only been here since Friday. It's almost a week, but it feels like we've been gone for 3 weeks because everything we've been doing
and it feels home feels this sort of distant thing, right?
Well, because our kids are here, I think. I think that's what makes it feel, we didn't leave Tegan at home.
Right.
To come visit
That's
Tanner
true.
for, our
it's just a house and a
kids are
cat.
here,
Yeah.
So, which he is being well taken care of
Thank
by
you, Shayla.
Yes. Thank you. So, but yeah, so, we did the Grand Canyon Monday. Tuesday,
Tuesday and Wednesday both.
Yeah.
I had to work.
Rick
or chose
worked.
to work. Let's use the right words here. Nobody has to. I chose to work those days.
I got to live the empty nest retired wife life. That was nice. I got to work out in the gym and then, laid out by the pool.
Yeah.
Was nice. I mean, again, off-season travel, awesome. It was me and 2 other people at this huge resort pool. And just,
shout out Hilton Cavison.
Yes,
again,
very nice property.
Feel free to sponsor future episodes. But no, it was a great
in Scottsdale.
In Scottsdale, yeah, in the north part of Scottsdale. Really nice property, relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right about the off season. It may be hard to tell on camera, but there is no one.
There were us and 1 other car in the parking lot when we got to...
And we saw those 3 people leaving.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's empty. So the empty nest travel part of it, maybe that's the empty nest part of it, is there's no one around.
Yeah. But it was nice. I laid out by the pool, and then you chose to work on East Coast time. So I came and picked you up, and then we both got to enjoy the pool. That
was really nice. Now, it hurt to start meetings at 5:30 in the morning, although I got a lot of comments about, gosh, it's dark where you are. Yeah, well, it's 5:30, and then as the sun comes up, another great thing about here, I was working outside.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can get addicted to that for sure.
And that's one thing that Tegan has said she loves. I mean, we'll get into more of her conversation with us last night, but she said she loves living here because, yes, she takes her laptop in between classes and just sits outside, and it's nice enough to do that and gets her work done that way. So
I mean, look, I'm standing out here, and it is almost, there's a wisp of a cloud on top of us, and this is pleasant.
Yeah, there's a nice breeze. Yeah.
Give me more.
No humidity is really
it's
a
for
thing.
real. It really is.
Although I feel my skin is, you'd have to live here to get used to it, but yeah, my skin is dry.
Aquaphor and chapstick are going to get rich off of us this weekend, indeed.
So but then we found that really, really neat restaurant in Scottsdale called Buck and Ryder, and they're opening one in Dallas. When the bartender told us that, we were like, "Oh, yay, that's good," because it was great. The food was excellent. The happy hour was
spectacular.
Oysters, the oysters were great. That's
very vibrant.
Twice that you've had oysters on this trip, which I never expected to come to Arizona and eat oysters. But
that must be something we'll need to look into. Arizona and oysters.
I don't know, but
they've been great though, and of course, I mean, with airplane, seafood's coming from anywhere, so it doesn't matter.
But it's just interesting. We've never.
Oysters haven't been our jam all the time, and here it is. Yeah, it was a great happy hour, and that's I think what I love about a restaurant like that is it's chainy, but it felt different. And who knows, maybe it's just because it was new and we were travelers. If we lived there, it'd feel like just another chain restaurant. It just had a great vibe to it. We've had great service everywhere. There's something about the customer service in Arizona that has continued to impress us.
And when I looked, they have 3 locations, but they're all around Scottsdale. Yeah. And then, I mean, there's one in Gilbert, but then they're putting one in Dallas, which is so interesting because there have been so many Arizona restaurants that infiltrated the Dallas area, that we have only gone to here, and now they're showing up there. So I wonder what the connection is.
Probably a similar demographic, either socioeconomic or just culturally or whatever. It certainly has been that.
So that was great. And then Wednesday you worked in the morning, and I went shopping. So again, just
the joke I was going to make to you is don't spend all of my daily bill rate while you're out. But shopping at Forever 21, I think you were safe.
Yes. And then we got in the car and drove up to Tucson and checked into our beautiful hotel out here too.
Yeah, the Eddie's a nice little property, which it's got a fun story too. I think we'll want to find more about. So the owner is grandfather owned. Well, his grandfather's name was Eddie, and he had a bakery that was one of the biggest bakeries in the area. And so the hotel is littered with memorabilia, and then your theme, like the pillow stitched.
All the drinks had a
bread.
Theme. The bar is decorated and lined with rolling pins.
which
Which when we got here yesterday, there was a retirement community coming for a happy hour.
2 of those minibuses
Yeah.
of retirement community showed up.
And
They unloaded for their happy hour.
They were having a good time. And I mean, all the women wanted to come over and see the rolling pins. They were all, because
we hadn't even noticed the rolling pins, and
well,
suddenly they're
I noticed
kind of looking around our leg. What is that?
Yeah. Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
And it was. That was fun.
Was there, I didn't even think about that. Were there limited edition rolling pins? Is there? Oh, that was the World Fair 1952. Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, that was fun. And then
finally,
we got to go pick up Tegan. And
finally, I mean, that's the part of this trip we were talking about. Like from travel, we finally got to see the girl that essentially made us empty nesters.
Yeah, and she is having a ball. I mean, it was. So we went back to the same restaurant that in our second episode we talked about, where she lost it and just,
on the way there.
Yeah, and got so upset and wasn't interested in talking or eating when we got there. And so she said, I want to go back because I want that grilled cheese and their tomato soup. And so again, another great restaurant, The Hub, which is in downtown Tucson. So totally different experience. I mean, she was nonstop talking.
Yeah.
And it's like she's grown up.
Well, I said it at dinner. I said, I'm having college, the cliched intellectual debate conversation with Tegan, which she was never one to shy away from a conversation. It's not that she didn't have that, but there's something different about the college kid using those college words and college sociology conversation. Did you know about the blah, blah, blah theory?
Because she's in her sociology class now. Yeah, we were, and she can she could always carry on an intelligent conversation, but now she has the stuff to back it up.
She has the lexicon too, right? The words that allow her to have that I'm a college freshman vibe. And she wasn't being snooty about it. My tone is that way. It was so nice to see her come. She even made that joke, though, because we came down 4th Street on our way to the rest of 4th Avenue. And she goes, I think it was right there by that Irish pub where I was just bawling. That's what you associate.
She had told her friends that, too, when they went down there to eat somewhere else. She said, oh, yeah, I broke down in front of that Irish pub right there. So
it was completely different.
I mean, and she, we finished dinner. She's like, no, I don't want to go back to the room yet. So we walked around campus. And I mean, it was just so cool to see her. Oh, yeah, that's blah, blah building. And that's this building. And, oh, that's where this happened. And this, my class is down there. And she's been here 6 weeks now. And she even made the comment. She said, I feel like I live here. She said one day it just clicked, and we all got that feeling when we went to our colleges. But she loves living here.
She said really, she's like, I don't know if it's a sociology or a psychology term, but there has to be that term of where your mind shifts and it goes from this is not my normal, this is not my normal, oh, this is my normal. For me, when I still remember, because I had some homesickness that first semester at Duke, and even to the point of putting a transfer application in place, never mailed it in. But it was when I came home for Thanksgiving, and then even reinforced for Christmas when I realized, oh wait, the home, the experience that I thought it was, wait, I'm missing school more. So I'm glad that she's come to this in 6 weeks, that she realizes this is where her place is. It was great to see the confidence that she had on campus. And I don't mean like that she was shy or insecure before, but when we were here before, a lot of it was maybe I was saying, okay, let's go to this place. This is where the bookstore is. I know how to get there. We didn't, not that we would have, but we didn't need to say any of that because she just took us to wherever she wanted to go.
When we were here the first time, dropping off, every question we asked was, I don't know. I don't know. Now, I don't think we heard that one time last night.
Even, why don't walk through campus? It's much faster to go around this, like just the basic logistics of living life.
But you can't jaywalk on this corner because the traffic pattern's really weird. I mean,
jaywalk here, but not there. But it's like talking to a local, and she's become a local, and that's good to see. I bet you this takes more episodes to process. I think I asked JP and Aaron this question, and I know I want to ask myself this question. I'm just not ready to answer it yet. How do I feel differently about myself now that I've seen this, right? That piece of, I'm the one guiding us on campus. Well, that's not my role anymore. This is her place. And that's the last child. What does that mean for us? What does that mean for me? All of that,
Well,
I think will be interesting.
Yeah, and I think JP said it, and Erin talked about how her relationship had changed with Kennedy, but I think JP said it that, you did good.
Correct.
Because she's not,
yeah.
She wasn't telling us, hey, I don't know if this is the right place for me. She was, hey, this is awesome. I already, we're doing this all this weekend, and, the one group of friends we're taking out Friday night, we can't wait to meet them. And one of her best friends is coming out next weekend to tour campus, and she's so excited about that. And she's already set up plans for them to do things. So,
she's embedded.
She's embedded. Yeah, and she's just so enthusiastic about. It was fun to hear her love classes again, because in high school it was a lot of wah wah. This time she has a couple of wah wah classes, but it was so neat to hear her talk about how much she really is enjoying her professors, and they're getting to know her, and so it's just been, it was just so, it made mom's heart, sorry if that made a big noise, it made mom's heart feel very, very good and happy.
Great. It was definitely good to see, and you can walk away from here comfortable and confident. I'm looking forward to, we haven't spent too much time tonight, I'm looking forward to spending some time on campus and absorbing that, because it definitely feels the college campus. I was saying this when we were hiking today, what's weird about today is we're about to have our version of new normal Denton family, in that Tanner is coming down to ref. I think we talked about this already, but Tanner's coming down to ref. And he's going to go to dinner. Well, he's staying in the same hotel. We'll take him over there. But we're all going to dinner together. So it's going to be the four of us having dinner together, as if we were just a normal family picking up our son after a day of work. But it's in Arizona. So we have a new normal to adapt to for one evening. And that'll be fun. And the rest of the weekend, definitely looking forward to as well. It'll be good. It's going to be a good rest of the weekend.
We're hoping to do another, we'll see. We're hoping to do a remote from campus if we can find some place. We may have to go really early before all the kids are up at some point, but.
You mean like 10:45?
Well,
I'm sorry.
not
I reacted
child.
Because whatever that animal is, we may need to finish recording. So I'm not sure it enjoys us recording. So
all right.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
We found ourselves at the University of Arizona campus. Not as much dirt around. A few more people. We just started recording after classes shifted, and it's kind of cool seeing this campus full of life. Maybe some memories of even when we were back on campuses, trying to quickly get between classes or whatever. But it's another gorgeous day here. We're standing in the shade, of course. As it's a warm one, but it's sure nice. But it's great to actually be on campus for family weekend when there's kids around. And that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, Tegan's in class right now, so we're just waiting for her to get out, and then we'll go do lunch and hang out some, walk around campus some more, do some shopping, and then take her group of friends out to dinner last night. It was so fun last night. Tanner did get to come up. His game unfortunately got canceled, but he still came up, and because he wanted to see Tegan. They haven't seen each other in 6 weeks, so we ate at an amazing Mexican restaurant. It was so good.
Imagine your classic, very, very old Mexican restaurant. They're writing things down on notepads. It felt family run, probably is family run, and had such an old feel to it, which was fantastic.
The food was excellent. It was so good. So we have not been disappointed with the food here in Tucson so far.
El Nidito?
No, Mi Indito.
Mi Indito.
Yeah.
All right. So check that out if you're having me in Tucson.
Yes.
That was a good one. Yeah. What was great about that too is it was the four of us together. We'd expected that, and it was neat to actually all four be back together, and it was as if it was just like back to normal.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of fun.
It was, except what we said about Tegan, how she is different.
Yeah.
Tanner, afterwards, when we went back to the hotel and sat up at the bar, and I just asked him. I said, "So what are your perspectives on your sister?" And he said, she's just so much more bubbly than she was during high school. And I said, oh, that's a good way to put. He said she just talked so much and she was so excited about everything she was talking about. And I was like, well, she wasn't like just wah wah during high
she wasn't
school.
A curmudgeon.
No,
so what was it? It wasn't bubbly. We figured it out this morning.
Yeah, that it was just, she was just so regimented with drill team and schedule, and she was exhausted.
Yeah, at the time of dinner, tired,
and so I think it was just.
And she would have like the stories that she would tell. She could totally resonate with Tanner about those stories.
Mm-hmm.
And there was times that we would sit at the table and they would just riff on stories, college stories, back and forth. And even though they're two totally different people, they're still having this college experience together, which is a lot of fun.
And Tanner did say, a couple of times, he's like, when Tegan would say something, he's like, get back to me when you're a senior. So,
the grizzled vet.
The senioritis has kicked in that one for sure. If you didn't think it existed in college, it does. So, and all of his roommates have it too.
So it was great to see them. We're going to enjoy now, finally. It does feel weird because we've been out here so long, but we're finally, this is actually Parents Weekend with Parents Weekend signs.
They're getting set up.
You see the Bear Down sign over. They've got tents being set up and all of that. It is the real deal, and we finally get to experience that with her today, enjoying. All we talk about is food. We're going to enjoy a little more food, and then a little more food.
We enjoy food.
and then tomorrow the game. And it's fun being here. This is definitely more of a college campus. Maybe I will try spinning around a little bit. You can see it's just that kind of classic campus vibe. The tents are not normal. That's for Parents Weekend, but that quad space and being able to.
It's another beautiful campus. ASU is beautiful too, but this one is just like you said, it's more classic looking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got its rectangle quad in the middle with the grassy space and kids wandering around classes today as well. So, all right, it's been fun. I don't know if there's more to this episode or not. We don't even know that yet, but it's been a lot of fun being out here this week and sharing this experience with y'all.
We might do a little post-Parents Weekend recap to wrap it all up.
Could be, or that may be the episode that comes after this. Who knows what we're going to do. We're not professionals.